So you're tuned into an exclusive Gyrlversion media interview, and our guests are here to help you get your life. And today we have none other than Sparrow joining us. Okay,
Yes.
and I can of NWO. You better be your best cheerleader. I know that's right. You gotta clap it up for yourself. I love that, King. I love it.
Thank
And
you.
you are the owner, founder, everything of NWO, correct?
Yes, I'm just the host.
Okay.
I don't want to take a business standpoint on it. I'm just the host.
You just the host, okay.
Yes.
But you are the creative. You're the one who, the idea, the birthing of it all. So
Yes.
absolutely have to give you your plausible claps for that. And
Thank
we're
you.
going to be running down the 411 about the creator of this amazing idea, business, company. And I can't wait to talk to you. So we're going to dive right in. I
Okay.
know a little bit about you, but I want to hear from your mouth because you just seem like you're just so full of life and joy and energy.
I
That
just
smile is amazing. Got that killer smile going. I see you.
wait till I get my teeth fixed. It's gonna be so much better than this.
You say it's gonna be better. Well, you have a great smile, so you're
Thank
good.
you.
But yeah, I see you got the COVID beard going.
Yes.
Everything. It's nice to
Quarantine.
see. I see you. Yes. So please, tell us about your company, sir.
Well, NWO News is a weekly show that I do for Facebook, and it's really just an alternative to world news. It's like I describe it more as like a barbershop talk, um,
Okay.
mainly for my demographic. I mean, I'm not too familiar with yours, but for my demographic, um, it's people that want to be in the conversation of politics, like they want to be, but they don't know where to start. And I think the easiest way is to have somebody that's relative to them, that's able to bring them into the conversation and really have a relative opinion. Um, and then we speak on a whole variety of topics, like we speak on current events, pop culture, just whatever's in world news. I bring it in that little hour on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. It's just a relative conversation, so everybody could be involved, and everybody
Okay.
has an opinion, right? So
Yeah.
spew it, and we all could come to one place and just express ourselves and be unapologetic about it. So that's the
I love that.
basis.
I love that space that you created because I have to be honest. In the last, 4 or 5 years, it's been really difficult for me to watch the news because it can be so disheartening. But it's not
Yes.
that I don't want to be aware, you know what I mean? But in the manner that they put it out, it can
Mhm.
be very disappointing, frustrating, sad, even, and so I love that platform that you're offered or that you've offered because people want to know, but maybe they just don't want to know with all the biases and with all of
Yeah.
the different things that come with that. And so
Mhm.
I admire you for that.
I
And
appreciate that.
Tuesdays
Thank
at
you.
7, absolutely. And what was the inspiration behind creating a platform of this sort?
Well, Miss Devon, it really it was just because prior to me doing the NWO show, I would help independent artists, and I would bridge them with commercial artists, and I'll do events. That was my main thing. That was my main source of income. And I've always kept my mouth shut when it came to world news and stuff, or even politics, because
Okay.
I want to tangle the two up. I didn't want somebody to not want to work with me because of my politics.
Hmm.
But as an aside, on personally, like I go to school for journalism. That's something that I love to do. Like I want to be a news journalist, news reporter. Um, so I when quarantine happened, and so much stuff was happening since quarantine started. And the one thing that I know about news, being in journalism, is how narrated it could be towards a demographic. So if
Yeah.
you watch Fox News, you're most likely a right-wing conservative, and you believe that Black Lives Matter is something of destruction. But if you watch
Hmm.
MSNBC and CNN, you're probably a left-wing liberal, and you probably understand what's going on and the frustrations and stuff like that. But even though something like CNN seems for us, they still have their narrative because it wasn't long ago when they had racist reporters on CNN. So it's wherever the narrative goes. So me doing NWO, it's really what inspired it was is really just to be a place where I could just deliver this news. I don't have commercial sponsors. You know, I could say what I want. I could, you know, put things out, not feel a way about it. And I think that commercial media still thinks as civilians as stupid. And even though the market says that we are, because we still spend and you know what I mean?
Right.
I think that they think that they can tell us anything. You know, so my platform is just relative to us. You know, we know right from wrong. You know, it's if you watch Fox News, they'll say, "Oh, the president, you know, even though he said that, he still did bung 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 bung. So he should be excused for what he said."
Right.
Right is wrong is wrong. Like when you're divisive, that's wrong, and you should not be on the world stage, the head of this country, and you're divisive. So with the NWO show, it's just like I said, it's like just being in a hair salon, a nail salon, a barbershop. Like we just giving it to you raw, and it's right is wrong is wrong. Like one thing I don't do on the shows, I don't take celebrities serious. Like Kanye West, I believe once a celebrity has a camera on them, they're bound to say something stupid because it gives them press. And forget all the time is that every time Kanye West says something stupid, he has an album following.
All the time.
All the time.
All the time.
And you know, I think the average mind forgets, and it's easier to fool people.
Yeah.
But you know, I already know that it's going to be hard for me to get commercial sponsors because I'm not going to play in anybody's game. I'm not going to try to take my audience and try to dumb them down for the sake of dollars. And that's really what inspired it, because now people who are not stupid, who are not blinded by the lights, they could come and watch NWO, and we could have a on-air live interaction and engagement right then and there, and it's getting out to people. We bring in like 2,000 viewers a week. So, yeah.
Well, salute to you.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, I love how you cheer for yourself. I just have to tell you that. I love that. I love that because you're still extremely humble with it, but you understand, like, no, I'm clapping for me. Yeah, I'm clapping for what you're trying to do. I love that. Because I think that I too was one of those people like, oh, I don't like politics. I can't stand politics. But politics isn't everything. You know,
yes.
I have a background in communication as well. I graduated from media school as well. And I'm even in education. Thank you.
I'm trying to be like you, shit.
Come on, I'm trying to be like you. You know, we can do some things.
Yes, I'm all open for a collab right now. But go ahead. Keep
Absolutely. And when I got into education, that's when it really opened my eyes, like as to how much politics really played into things. So whether we want to be involved or not, we are automatically involved. So the fact that you're creating a space for people to learn and express and you know, be able to share out with respect is key, because that's what I think people fear most is my thoughts on politics. You know, I won't be respected. Should I say this? Shouldn't I say that? So that's very enlightening. I appreciate that. And I did hear you say that you started off helping like indie artists and then like getting them platforms. And I want to say that I read that you would they would get compensated based on the amount of people that came out to see them. And okay, I love that.
Yes.
I love that.
I don't put a cap on it either. Like one thing that I disliked about the independent business was like it used to be this thing where if you have to bring out 10 and after 10 you get it was just complicated. So I started my promotion 5 years ago. Whoever you brought out, you got paid for it. And so if you brought one person, ticket was $20, then you get your $10.
That's right.
To make it hard and difficult, and now we got to figure out, and you know what I mean. It's and I've really been fortunate. Like my own personal life, you know, I don't I used to expect other people to think like me and do it like me. I used to expect that, but I've come to realize that I've been very, very fortunate financially, you know, just health and people around me. So I've just been very fortunate that maybe I can do it that way. Maybe I don't have to do it for money like other people will probably need to do. So with our promotion, it's called Signature Series Arts. That's how we do it. You know, whoever you bring out, if you could get 5 people to come out, you know, you're good. You're going to get your whatever ticket price is. You get half of that back. And it was thriving up until COVID hit. So
yeah, I was reading about that. Yes, and I really want to send some good energy out there to you because there's not a lot of people that's promoting indie artists. There are so many artists out here. I work with a young lady who's a singer, songwriter, producer, and she puts on concerts and she does it for indie artists. And they come out, they sing covers, they sing their own songs, they sing songs that she wrote. And it's just not a lot of support. And I mean, you are hearing amazing artists that are crushing people on the radio, crushing people
yes,
that, you know, like being seen and heard. And so I have a totally different view and amazing respect for that whole genre of music in that era. So kudos to you once again for that, for supporting and helping them to find a platform and to find a voice in a world like this that's solely based on how many followers do you have, you
yes,
know, how many
yeah.
views do you have, you know. So I know that you're helping them with that as well, so salute to you on that. I was
Thank you
also
so much.
reading the breakdown of the acronym, and I'll let you take care of that. But you know, when I saw the first group that was referenced, I said, "Okay, I remember them. I do." And I just want you to, you know, break down what the NWO actually stands for because I think it's phenomenal.
And it's called Nanga with opinions. Nanga
Ninja,
with
ninja.
opinions. Ninjas. Ninja with opinions. And
Hmm.
it I think it was just bold. I just, and the idea, see, the thing about this platform was, and as I said early on, I go to school for this. You know, I go to school for journalism and political science. I've always had a love to do this. So a lot of people think that this sprung up overnight, and it didn't. It was something that was on my mind for a very long time, and I always had the name. Like I'm not going to sit here and lie and said I was in the garden and some flowers. You know, I'm not going to. It was just the name that I chose.
Okay.
But it's been on my mind for a long time to do it. But I always feared that my circle and who I'm around got into it. So it was like, if I do it, do I just look stupid to everybody?
Right.
So so to do it, like I was like speaking with Salome, like she was a major person that made me really go forward with it when she threw the deal out to me. And
Awesome. She's amazing.
I have people like I know like at BET networks and stuff.
Okay.
My guy, he's helping me with that. So just the idea, like, and with opinions, it was just a name, but it was bold to use. And people saying, you know, you may get shunned early on, but create this product. You have to make it because nobody's probably going to see the vision. And I'm just fortunate that, you know, I'm only on episode 10. I just did episode 10, but it's really picking up a life of its own. So you know, that's what the name is. It's no big story, Gyrlversion listeners.
Gyrlversion, I like that.
It's no big story behind it. It was just, I thought it was a bold name to use, and it breaks. And then like NWO is like the biggest, New World Order is like the biggest freaking conspiracy theory. So like a political show, and it's almost like a match made in heaven. So
right, absolutely. That's an amazing connection right there, right off bat. Okay, thank you for sharing that. I know that you kind of started to maybe get into it, but if you can go into a little bit more in depth as to what you think is the biggest challenge in working in a field like this. I don't know if you want to relate that to current times or just overall, but whatever you're feeling, whatever comes up for you in this moment.
All right. For all the Gyrlversion listeners right now, you can catch the NWO show Tuesdays at 7 p.m. I just throw that in. But
yeah, throw it in, and we're gonna let you throw it in later too. So go ahead, plug that whenever you want to.
But I think one of the most difficult things is keeping up with. It's so much news. Like, it's so, as a person that worked with independent artists,
Mm-hmm.
building my company up from the beginning, I used to say, how the hell did the Shade Room do it? How the hell did Hollywood Unlocked do it? How are they doing it?
Yes.
I have these artists and these photo shoots and all this content, and it's just not hitting. But now that I'm doing this journalism thing, news sell. People want the news.
Yes.
And as a matter of fact, Gyrlversion, the one show, the one type of show that has been on since the beginning of the television has been news. They don't drop, they don't get canceled, they have a whole network dedicated to just news because people want news. So it's been a challenge trying to be the first on it, make sure it's accurate.
Right.
I have great quality on these videos that I'm putting up because the show itself is more like a talk show, like had talk show late night style. But my fan base engaged, I have the social media houses, and that's where, when I'm not on air, that's where the news have to run, and it is so difficult. Like, I wake up in the morning, I have a fiance.
Oh, congratulations!
We supposed to be married.
I love.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I love.
So the challenge is like when I wake up in the morning, it's like I wake up at 8 o'clock and like, what happened overnight? Like, I'm like a junkie. I'm like, what happened?
Yes.
And you can't even say good morning.
Yeah. Oh, so you getting in trouble over there trying to figure it out.
Trying to keep up with the world. I'm in trouble. And so that's just the biggest challenge, is trying to keep up with it. And one thing that I said I wasn't going to do, I don't promote news that I know is going to go viral, because then that's going to take away from something else. So if it's like, for instance, Kanye West, I don't need to post that. Shade Room, Hollywood Unlocked, is going to post that. I don't need to.
Right. Like August Alsina, like.
Yeah. And there are people like, and I appreciate it for everybody that's going to be listening, and they from my demographic. I appreciate y'all sending me news. I do, but not everything I'm going to post because it's already out. There's nothing breaking about it once I put it out. So
right. And that's so true. When I was in media school, that was our first assignment. Like, as soon as we went to school, the first question was like, okay, what do you know? Let's go. Report out. What's happening? You know, so I find myself now even still listening to the news stations, you know, just to kind of hear what's happening in the world, you know, from the different, you know, viewpoints and such. But yes, definitely always something. Now, I have a question. Do you have a team? Like, do you have a team that's helping you, or how is that working for you?
So if on the show we have the weatherman, I give him complete creative control. It's funny. You gotta watch a segment. It's just weather with him.
I definitely am.
he does the weather. I have this relationship advice guy comes in. He takes creative control of that.
Okay.
Usually, when it comes to the news, I'll grab the headlines and then I'll sit down like with my best friend, or even my fiance is funny as hell. I didn't even know that till I started this show.
Oh, yay!
So even like things that, you know, I'll say, well, this happened in news, and she's gonna say, well, how you gonna talk about it? And she'll throw out some ideas. But it is a lot of help. Like, just people in general, people will send me stuff.
Okay.
And I always credit people. I don't want to be the person that people think that I'm so funny, and then when it's time to go live, I'm not that funny. So I always credit, like, this person said this, and you know.
Like, I got that. My wife wrote that joke.
Yeah. No, I don't give her credit now. Come on.
I like that. Give her credit.
Yeah.
Yes. I love that. So the biggest challenge is basically trying to stay on top of it. Trying to keep up with the news and what's happening. It is a lot happening. I mean, when COVID and the riots happened, it was like, which thing do we? You wake up like, do I cry? I'm praying and crying.
Yes.
You know, you just trying to figure it out. You like, my goodness, checking on people, trying to eat, take a vitamin, but you're trying to protect. You know, it was a lot. It was a lot of. It still is a lot of emotion. You know, a lot of highs and lows, and you know, just trying to figure it out. So
wasn't that, Shartia, wasn't that crazy? Like, in my lifetime, we was at a fever pitch of emotion.
Oh,
ago. It was, oh my God, it was like the COVID, and then you had the riots. And even if you weren't for Black Lives Matter, you were just anxious because you thought they were going to come and fuck your house up. So
you was just like, am I safe? Like, are robbers gonna come in? Is martial law coming in? Like, what I'm just gonna sit still. How about I just sit right here in my home? And then if you have
yes.
children, or parents that are, of age, it's just a whole different concern. And with me being in education now, I'm like, well, oh, I'm teaching online and I'm homeschooling, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was
So let
it's
me,
a lot.
let me ask you something real quick.
Sure.
Are you for schools reopening in September, or are you not for it?
I'm going to be 100% honest in that. And we actually were just given a survey at our jobs, and I have
Mm-hmm.
a new position, and it's amazing because it fits me and it fits my path because I'm big on inspiring and motivating. I'm an author as well. And
Okay.
so I get to work with freshmen, incoming freshmen, and kind of teach them those life skills and encourage them in goal setting and stuff, like things we didn't get really.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I never had.
Yes. So I'm so excited about it, and as excited as I am about it, I do not think we should go back. I am deeply concerned about not just our students, but who they're going back home to, what will happen before and after school with the students. So yes, while they're with us, they may have to stay put in one room. So we'll have to cut transition time, which means that students will have to be, most likely, we'll all have to be in one place all day.
Mm-hmm.
Who is good at that? Who's not going to be antsy? One.
Mm-hmm.
And then two, to make sure everybody's wearing their masks, everyone's washing their hands, to ensure that, okay, when you leave school, y'all can't go hang out. Like, I don't want to even have that opportunity. Y'all got to go home. Like, we
Yeah.
can't control all that. And then for it to be all of us together with the potential to have it exposed, one person gets it in this class, now what? So we're all gone for 2 weeks, or the whole school.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not in enough control. To me, honestly, I feel like we opened up a month early. I too want to be out. I get it. I
Mm-hmm.
do things professionally that, yeah, it's difficult. But if that means that we can save people and save their lives and prevent our elderly from getting sick, or our young ones, or anyone,
Yeah.
let's think about that, because then we'll be a healthier um, community culture, and then we can thrive, even though we do have these deficits financially and stuff. But now
Yeah.
we're just going to have sickly people and things, and I hear it's like, there are after effects of it now, like. So I'm a firm believer in not going back. And then from a parent standpoint, so my son's father and I have decided that we are not sending our child back to school. There is going to have to be a virtual option in the beginning, at least. And so with that being said, I'm gonna keep him home, but I'm gonna go be exposed and come home and expose.
Yeah.
That defeats the purpose. Um,
Yeah.
and when you really think about it, it's very scary, because if someone gets it that you love, you can't be with them. You can't
You
see them.
can't.
That's a whole nother level of it. So I'm big on just, it's honestly, it's tough teaching from home, because you're involved in so much. Everything is computer. You're trying to encourage people to get online. So it actually is more work to me.
Yeah.
But if that means that's what we need to do in order to be healthier,
Safe and alive.
especially in our community,
Yes.
um, then I'm for that. But I appreciate you asking, because I feel very strongly about that, and I let that be known in my response, and I included
Yes.
qualitative and quantitative information to support the data that I'm talking about. I talked about numbers, and I talked about the story behind it. So I included all of that, because this is for real,
I agree with you. And I don't know, like, see, with Betsy DeVoe, I don't know what they're getting out of doing stupid stuff. And I don't know any other word to say it. Like, that it's, and I bet they won't send their children back to school. Like, they won't do that. So I don't know. I'm really trying to look into what would be the benefit financially or economically
Mhm.
if they sent kids back, because I'm trying to figure that out, because maybe it has something to do with money. That's all they care about.
It definitely does. Well, one, you know, the parents are not going to be able to work as much, I'm guessing. So as far as them putting money into the economy and making money, and aside from that, um, if you get like Title I funds, I don't know the exact parameters and the numbers and all of that, but you know, most public schools get Title I funds. They get money per pupil. You know what I mean? Per pupil, per
Oh, okay.
day, per this. That's why when school is out, they have to make up that day. Oh, they want to make that day up. Please believe. You know what I mean? So it definitely is financial. And, you know, I think a little bit of it might be because they know parents are going to be like, what am I supposed to do? I work, you
So
know.
you think
Like,
is a
tiny.
what percentage there where they actually care about what parents are gonna do?
Maybe, and that's only because they don't want to hear their mouth. And they don't
Yeah.
want to deal with the repercussions and the letters and the protesting and the going to Springfield to, you know, to speak. Like, what are we doing? You know, Senate, House, get this together. You know,
Yeah.
they just don't want to deal with what's going to come from that.
I really hope that somebody other than this administration, because I can't stand Betsy DeVoe. She's just clueless to me. She don't even have an education background in terms of running the education. I'm not saying she didn't go
Yeah, it's
in terms of running educational functions. She don't have one, so she was just like me telling my friend, "Yeah, you're in charge of that now."
yeah.
I'll do it.
And sometimes, unfortunately, what happens is you have this top-down structure that the person at the top doesn't even really know what it's like to be in a classroom. You know what I mean? Like, have you been in a classroom and taught for a year and dealt with everything that comes with that? You know, so yeah, so we could have our own show about that.
Okay.
Yes. Um, let's get to the next question here. What does it take to become successful in your career? What do you feel that special ingredient is if it came from you, Mr.
Oh, I think like in all fields, I think it's just networking. You know,
Okay.
I think you have communication. You got your communication degree, so it's communication and into personal communications with people and I really think that's what it takes. I mean, other than the mechanics of it, you know, you have to be first. You got to be fast. You got to be accurate.
Yes.
But you know, if Michael Jordan was just a good basketball player, but he was complete a-hole in the office, he wouldn't have been picked up by a team. So it's really
Right.
communication, I think, in any field, you know, just speaking to the right people, speaking the right way, presenting yourself the right way, having an open mind.
Yes.
I think that's what it takes to be successful in the field. You know, you could do it with just skill, but to actually thrive and live off of, you know, it would take that.
I love that. I love that. We are getting towards the end of this interview, and I'm having such a great time that kind of hurt my feelings a little bit. But if you could share a Sparrow toolkit, little bit of, you know, your ideas, your passion. If you could share one little thing from your toolkit for us to put in ours and for your viewers to put in theirs, what would that be? Something that you haven't said today.
Oh, I, good.
Look at that smile. Look at that smile.
I think I don't know because I think it would just be have an open mind.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? No, that one would be, and this is something that I learned. Whatever's meant to happen is gonna happen. And whatever's not
Hmm.
gonna happen, that's my lesson.
I love that. Whatever's gonna happen is meant to happen.
Yeah,
Or
whatever's
whatever's
meant to
meant to
happen,
happen is
yeah,
gonna
it's
happen.
gonna happen.
I
Yes,
like that. That could even
yes.
be reciprocal. I like that.
Thank
That's
you.
very nice. Yes. I love
That's pure
how you,
experience. Like
yeah.
when I did my first show, because I used to work with a company that did shows and did my own thing when
Okay.
the company dismantled. So when I did my first show, everything within few days before the show just collapsed.
Mm.
You got shut down. Like my freaking liquor license didn't come. Everything. So I really was in the park crying, like really crying, like a grown man crying.
Yeah.
I can't, and mind you, I already had promotion running. I had the promotion out. I paid for promotion. You know,
Wow.
I was going to show up. And then I got up, and this is why I say God work in mysterious ways, because I was, and I got up, I just walked up the block, and I saw this space that sold stages. Mm-hmm. Like ironic was that for me at the time. And I was like, y'all sell stages, and do I need to have insurance for it? Because every other stage place you gotta have insurance.
Okay.
And it's like, no, you don't gotta have insurance. You just rent the stage for whenever you need it. So I was like, great. So now all I have to do is get an empty lot, the stage, get the bar. And when I got home that day, my liquor license was in the mail, and it was actually a mix-up. So
come on, won't he do it?
Yes, he would. Yes.
Won't he do it? I'm gonna get it feel.
And from that experience, and I learned, and I don't mean to be a preacher.
No, it's okay.
But
love it.
I knew that what I was doing was not for me anymore. Mm-hmm. It was meant for those artists to have that show and to do that stuff. And whatever it was that I did, because I put a lot into promotion. I actually work with people from WWE, and they create packages and stuff for me for the artists. And it was just meant for them to have that. Yes. So that day I took away, like, this was supposed to happen. And everything in my life that doesn't happen, it's like, okay, that wasn't meant for you. I used to be upset and break down, I can't do this, or I can't get that. Right. But everything is happening. Like when I started NWO, I don't know how I found Salone. I don't know. We would just inbox each other, and she was like, I got this situation with this thing. I think you should check it out. And I did, and now I'm working on and working towards it. So like and that's it, because it was meant to happen. It's meant to happen. So that's mine.
It kind of happened like that too. Like all of a sudden, I've been thinking about what I wanted to do when I met her. And she was like, "Hey, you want to do this for Gyrlversion Media?" I'm like, "Absolutely, I do." So yeah, she's amazing, and that's a great story. But you know, what's meant is meant, and that's basically what you were saying. And when it's your path, God's gonna let you know. Yeah. Like you were crying and praying, and then you opened your eyes, and it was right there for you. You know.
And I tell people that story, and they think that I'm dramatizing in Hollywood. I'm like, bro, I was in the park soaking, and I just got and I walked up the block, and it was a stage place, and I was like what the fuck? Like what?
Like he just said it there. Like, hold on.
Yeah, that's how it felt like.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. I love that story. Thank you for sharing that story.
Thank you so much.
I want you to again let the viewers know how they can support your business.
So this is how you can support my business, Gyrlversion Media. You could tune in 7 p.m. Tuesday nights on NWO Sparrow Facebook page. There's a Facebook watch show, really, but I am on YouTube. NWO Sparrow. Everything is NWO Sparrow.
Okay.
You can watch the show live. If you are busy, Tuesday night, 7 p.m., the replay is up. The replay goes up right afterwards, and it stays there. And you can follow me on Instagram, NWO Sparrow. I follow back. Unless you're just putting up pictures of your animals, then I'm not following that. But
I see no animals, y'all. Okay. Don't be posting all your animals. Go somewhere else to post your animals. Okay?
And on Twitter, NWO Sparrow. And so and I'll be doing events, hosting events and things like that. So yeah, that's how you can support me right now. And I would so appreciate it. Support goes unacknowledged or taken for granted. I really, really appreciate it. I'm not going to be like Miss B. Simone. You're going to get me to a point, and then I'm going to turn my back on you. That's not going to be me.
This ain't that. Huh? This ain't that.
No,
okay. And how can collaborators get in touch with you?
Oh, same thing. You can hit me up. Instagram, NWO Sparrow. My email is there, NWO Newsroom 100 at Gmail. That's there, and we could. I'm all for collab for the rest of the year. Just to expand and help each other grow. I'm all for collaborations. However, it needs to be done.
Okay. And did you want to share your future plans for the business, or did you kind of go over that? I just want to make sure you don't want to add anything to that before
Nah, because I don't want the pressure of it. When you're gonna do something, it's like
that.
Dave, wasn't he on that show and he said he gonna
Didn't he say it was gonna do?
so,
I know that feeling. I know that feeling. I teach a fitness class, right? And I got up one day because I love music, right? So I teach a dance fitness. And one day I got up and I just loved the song. So I went Facebook Live, right? Just jamming to the song, just freestyling, having a good time, and was like, I'm gonna start teaching class next week on Facebook Live. And I'm like,
you said that on the live?
I did it. I started on Zoom and then I went to live. Yeah. So I'm like, see, all because I said it, now I got to do it.
Yeah. It can be a great motivator, but with, in the business that we're in, things change. Yeah. I was telling somebody today that works on NWO show. I was like, I don't want to put out this situation publicly because tomorrow some Caucasian could have the same type of idea, and I lose the deal. Yeah,
or something else to change in this world with the way it is, and you want to share something different. Absolutely, it definitely can change. It has been amazing interviewing you. I'm really proud of what you're doing. You are informing, you are educating, and you're doing it through different facets. And I really, can appreciate that energy and what you're doing. So
same here.
I'm grateful have had the opportunity to interview. Wait, I got something for you because you said it earlier and you didn't even know. Let me show you how energy works. Greatest of all time. Did you say you was the greatest of all time? You said you would have go. You would have go. So yes, I was representing for you, and you definitely proved it.
I love Clay. I love Muhammad Ali. He didn't like to be called Cassius Clay.
Right. And I learned that from watching Coming to America. Remember that little arguing scene?
Yeah.
His mom named Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay. They were arguing.
So let me say this to you though, because you are an educator, and I appreciate you. Appreciate all that you do, and if you could be the tool in these young people's mind to manufacture them to grow up and be a better person, I'm not gay or nothing, but I always wanted to be like my teacher, Miss Hedden. I did. She was like one of the most coolest people. I remember one time I came to school, because I was like a Michael Jackson fanatic, so I wore my mother's makeup. I tried to be like Michael Jackson. I tried to look like Michael Jackson.
So you added things, right?
Yes. So the kids was making fun of me. This was in second grade too, and she was like, because I could do Michael Jackson, I could actually, imitate him.
Oh, okay.
She said, I don't know why y'all talking about him. That's the best Michael Jackson I've seen. And he passed the spelling test. So she just class down.
Treat it!
And I've always just teachers, I think you guys, a teacher could change, a teacher can make or break a child. And to children, teachers are superheroes. If you ever seen one of your children out at the supermarket on a Saturday, it's gonna be like they saw Superman, and that that's Mr.
They do that for real. Like we don't stop or do regular things.
Yeah, and so just thank you, and if you could just continue to be that positive reinforcement in their mind, they're going to remember it. Remember it's one, and because you're human, you remember some teacher, you remember the good ones, you remember the bad ones.
Yeah,
you want to be that memory that they could hang their hat on, say, yeah, I knew her, I knew she said this or she did this, and those things that they mentioned, it means nothing to you, you just said it or did it.
Yeah,
the world to them.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I really do. I really receive that. And this is my second return to teaching because I took a break and worked at a college as well. And I had first and second graders, which are now 18, 19, 20, 21 year olds, you know, so
Uh-huh.
they see me and they're like, Miss Jones, what's your name? You're my
Uh-huh.
favorite teacher. Like some people are following me on Facebook and it's just, you know, that means a lot. That I really appreciate that. I received that. That
That's
makes
the
me
truth.
smile. Thank you.
No problem.
Yes, yes. So definitely kudos to you. I'm definitely gonna check out everything and try to tune in, you know, as much as possible. And when I miss it, double back.
Okay.
Definitely look forward to hearing some of your wife's jokes and to seeing her beautiful face. Congratulations again on
If
your
you could
debut.
watch episode 10, that's the last episode. I think
10.
was the best episode.
You
So
want me to start at 10? I can't even leave
yeah,
it.
I mean you could, but
Okay.
for some reason this last episode it was just like water. It just flowed.
It
Yeah.
was on flow. Like
The jokes is coming in.
we got it. Like it's flowing. This energy is really, this is right here. We on a
Yes.
wave here.
Yes.
Okay, I'll start with 10 and then I'll go back. But I'll start
Okay.
with 10, definitely. Well, Jay Sparrow, you have been amazing today. I thank you so much for being a part of the Girl Version community. And to the viewers
Yes.
out there, I am your host, Shartia Divine. And until next time, visit us online at www.girlversion.net. And remember to get your life.